What's up, you guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna let y'all come on in. But first of all, I want to say good morning. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the post notification bell so you know every time I come through with another video. Okay. So I'm gonna let y'all come on through. I got a couple of updates that I want to give you guys of information that I have found and certain things that I want to talk about really quick. What is this? Hey, Small Fries. Hey, Victim of the Insane. Hey, Truth Coming to Light. Hey. Hey, OG. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Okay, the first, because I'm trying not to hold y'all long, because, hey, Linda, I'm going to try not to hold you guys long, okay? So, first of all, I want to start with, okay. Good morning, Tanya. Let's start with Orrin and Orson. So, let me share the screen. Let's start with Owen and Orson. We're also going to talk about what Everyday Shenanigans, my big sis, what she released. Hey, Ghost Ninja Sticks. We're going to talk about, hey, Kick Rockies. We're going to talk about what she released or some of the information that she released, you know, what I have questions on and what this could possibly be turning into, right? Everything's good, baby. So we're going to look into that, or we're going to talk about that. But first, I want to show you something. Just in case everybody didn't see it. It's on KG.com. Hey, Sugar Mama. Let's share the screen. Okay. It's not right there, so I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my YouTube and pull it up. Go to my YouTube and pull it up. That's what I'm going to do. I hope everybody's having a good morning. I figured I'd come on in here and go ahead and do it now. You know why I gotta tell me I'll be busy. I'll be so busy. But I'm always looking at different cases and different things going on. So I will be uploading a video tomorrow about the similarities between Chris Watts and Jacqueline and Trezelle. So I'm looking at, you know, Chris Watts. I'm looking at Chris Watts, and that is one psychopath. That is one psychopath. Definitely one psychopath. I kid you not. One psychopath, okay? Yeah, it was up here. Now I gotta find it. There we go. I want y'all to see this, those who didn't.
I was using Google Analytics and hated it. With a can create any funnel, even across domains. See optimization opportunities.
17 follow-up file. It has been 77 days now since Orrin and Orson West were reported missing from their home in California City. There's been a lot of rumors and some misinformation surrounding this investigation. 17's Perla Shaheen is in studio tonight with what police have to say. Perla?
Well, Jim, this case has caused a lot of infighting between members of the public who feel deeply connected to the boys. This civil war has caused the spread of many rumors online that sometimes are harmless, but not always. Today marks 2.5 months since 3-year-old Orson and 4-year-old Orrin West were reported missing.
The facts of the case are still going forward. The boys have not been located, and there has been no arrests made.
Bakersfield Police Department is now the lead agency on the case. Around 50 officers and FBI agents searched for evidence in a dirt lot near the Casa Loma apartments on Saturday. But they've given no information on developments in the investigation.
On a daily basis, there's case movement, there's interviews that occur, there's items of evidence that are searched.
This leaves time for the public to speculate, and that speculation results in online arguments and finger pointing.
Online arguments.
Believe that they're trying to make
and
a
finger
difference,
pointing.
trying to help us out. But it appears to me that they're just fighting with each other.
One YouTuber, Doug Hutton, accused the neighbor of the adoptive parents in California City of being connected to the boys' disappearance. That neighbor then put pictures of Hutton all over the adoptive parents' house, along with a banner asking Doug Hutton, "Where are the boys?" On Friday, Hutton saw the postings and took them.
Let me pause right there. Let me pause right there. Let's pause right there. Okay. For those who did not see this was posted a couple days ago. I didn't get a chance to, I wanted to go live yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to go live. Okay. So you have the neighbor Mike, who we're going to talk about in a few moments after we watch this video, that plastered up Doug's photo on the Aspen house, which is very disturbing. And I completely disagree with what he's did. We're all adults. If this is supposed to be about Orrin and Orson, then it needs to be about Orrin and Orson. This is completely a circus. And it's sad to me that the news, okay, that the news has to talk about online fighting, has to talk about people spreading rumors and arguing and fighting online. So the news have to come out and broadcast that. They have to do a whole article. Are we serious? Are we serious here? And I don't agree with what they did. I don't care who you don't like. That was completely out of order. That this has turned into a circus.
Took them down.
Then he went to the neighbor's house, was walking around at the neighbor's house. One of the people who lives in that house showed up. They had a confrontation in the street. We responded and had to deal with the confrontation. And he ended up going to jail because he had some outstanding misdemeanor warrants.
Police say Hutton was then cited and released.
Now I have to use my resources to respond to these incidents and deal with these incidents when that again is taking focus away from the actual investigation.
Anyone with information is asked to call the secret witness line at 661-322-4040. Perla Shaheen, 17 News.
So, like the chief said, he has to take his resources, use them elsewhere. This takes time. Hey, not Al, I didn't see you, baby. Hey, This takes away from the case, the resources they could use to find Orrin and Orson, because people are bickering on the internet. People are plastering people's names on homes. Like, this has become a whole circus. This is a whole circus. If you're not in it from the boys, that's how I feel about it. If you're not here for the boys, just remove yourself. Just remove yourself. And that's what I got to say about it. That's what I have to say about it. Just remove yourself. It's sad that the news have to even come out and say online rumors, online arguing, online this, online that. The news has to broadcast that, because this case has got so wild that they had to actually say that. That's sad. That lets you know something is not right here. Okay? So I wanted to bring you that so you can see that the news even had to address the fighting and the arguing. The news had to address it and how it is taken away from the case. All of this is taken away from Orrin and Orson. All of this is taken away from Orrin and Orson. Whether you believe it or not, it is. And this is insane to me. But I wanted to show you that. So let's go ahead real quick and get into what Big Angie released yesterday. Let's get into it, okay? So I have a couple of questions, a couple of things. Has this turned into a conspiracy? Because I don't even deal with conspiracies, but I know some things are conspiracies. But I just did not feel, in my opinion, that this case was a conspiracy. I did not feel that. I didn't feel that. But the information being released on Big Ange platform yesterday is letting me know there's more people that could possibly be involved with Orrin and Orrin's disappearance. Okay? It's possible people could be involved in their disappearance. More people than we expected, because this is just going way, way, way too far. Okay? So, I also want to let y'all know more billboards are being put up. So they're putting up more billboards. So that's good. I never felt like, hey, my opinion was shared that anything was, I never had an issue with any billboards being put up. Great that the billboards are being placed up. I support that. That helps, people that if anybody do see the boys or any sightings, that they can report it to the police. So I definitely support billboards being put up everywhere. If you can afford it, if you can do it, go right ahead, because that will help get awareness out for Orrin and Orson, because that's who this is about, right? So I definitely support that. Okay, so more billboards are being placed up. So I did see that. Okay, so let's talk about what Miss Big Ange released, Big Sis. Yes, if you see something, say something. Yes, I'm glad you said that. No matter what state you're in, wherever, because these boys could be anywhere, or they could be somewhere dumb. We don't know. Okay? We don't know. But that's why it's important that there are billboards placed and flyers. So if you do happen to think you see it, please call Bakersfield police. Okay? Please call Bakersfield police. Okay? Or Cal City. Well, really Bakersfield, because they have the lead in the case. So just call Bakersfield if you believe you've seen Orrin and Orson, no matter what state you're in, because it's been 2 months. If they are alive, they could be anywhere. We don't know. Okay? Because this case has gone crazy. What I tell y'all, every time we working on something else, or we're turning our attention or to even add another case, something comes out about Orrin and Orson. I tell y'all, it happens every time. Every time it happens. It's this case every other day or every day is something new added to this case. So let's talk about the first thing Big Angie did mention was no proof of marriage. Now, There has been other people on YouTube that's tried to look up Jacqueline Trezel's marriage license or certificates, and they have not been able to find them. They have not been able to locate Jacqueline and Trezel's marriage license. Now, are they really married? Is this a lie? Are they common law married? I heard it's not reciprocal. They don't allow that in California. They don't, they don't see or recognize common law marriage in California. But is it common law marriage? Are they just saying they're married? Because, some people that have been together a long time, they go ahead and say, well, yeah, we're married. My dad does that with his last girlfriend that he was with after he divorced my mother. He recognizes his last girlfriend, because they've been together many years after that they're married, even though they never went in front of the justice of the peace or they never did none of that. But they do recognize themselves as being married. Okay. So you have that. So is it common law? Or being that they have all these aliases, okay, could there be a marriage license in another name that we don't know? Have we thought about that? I think the cops, news media, and the fine YouTubers. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I missed your comment. Let me go back up. Cops and media fighting YouTubers know something, but are afraid to say something. I think they're connected. That's just my opinion. Okay, Kick Rockies. I first looked in early January and no look. Okay, so people have looked. Like we said before, what's up, Robin? We have looked, and California has confidential marriages. Google it. Okay, so, well, I'm not going to Google it because I don't dox. Let me just make that very clear. Okay, I just don't believe in doxing. Okay, if it's not public information, if it's not nothing that's on Google or any public website that anybody can look up, then let me just state that. Not saying that you're saying that, Robin, but let me just go ahead and put that out there. I do not believe in doxing. Now, if information is on a general website, like we Google cases or we research cases and stuff like that, yes, that is completely fine to me. But I just, I don't believe in doxing. Okay, so let's keep going. So Robin is saying that there are confidential marriages in California. Okay, so is it, yes, public records that we deal with? Yes. We do not believe in going deep down in somebody's panty and sock drawer and digging in. No. Because everybody should be entitled to their privacy. Okay? Everybody. Even when you are in the spotlight of committing murder, which a lot of people don't, respect people's privacy, but they feel like, everything is a go, but I don't believe in that. Okay. But yes, so is it possible? You laughing, I don't want to go in nobody's panties, sock drawer. No. I don't want to know. Y'all better found some stuff you don't want to know. Okay. Just like we're getting into with Jacqueline Trezel. This is getting deep. This is getting very deep, you guys. This is deep. Okay. It's scary deep. Scary. Okay. So you have, since Robin did say there are confidential marriages, right? Okay. So is it possible there is confidential where it's not made available to the public? Could we be looking at that? So could we be looking at common law, they're not really married, or they're really married under different aliases, or do they have their marriage certificate under confidential, where anybody can't just search their marriage license? Okay? Is that what we're looking at here? Anything can happen in Cali as long as you know the wrong people and you got the right people and got money. Right. The rabbit hole goes deeper than we know. Yeah, it's looking like it, Night Owl. It's looking like the rabbit hole goes deep. OG Bull say they could be confidential. Okay. My people share. I don't think they're married. Okay. Yeah, so that's my question because I'm not sure on how, and that's the thing, we don't know anything. So we can't say that they're not married because we don't have no proof that they're not married. Maybe it is confidential. So that's something that we can question. Are they really married? Or if they're not, is it common law, confidential, where you can't look it up? And that's a smart thing to do. If you don't want nobody in your business and you're a private person, because Jacqueline and Trezell seem very private and quiet. So that would be like them to have their information confidential, something as their marriage. So that is a good possibility. So I will look up the confidential marriages in California. Why is up I am mom around the point finger at the West, but she has not been exposed since. Was her only purpose to cash it at the AP. You can see small fries that they have issues with each other, like that there's bad blood or some type of issue that they have with each other while they're where are they wedding photos? They didn't put them out. You know, some people, I tell you, I think they're just really private. If they are really married, I don't see them the type of people that'll put their wedding photos on Facebook. I just don't see them as that type of people. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't see them as to putting their wedding photos out. I see them holding it private. I even see them having a private ceremony. They just seem like they don't deal with people. They're recluse. They don't want nothing to do with other people, the public. They seem very private. So if they really are married, we're not going to find no marriage photos. They couldn't even give recent pics of the kids. So I doubt they even probably have photos. If they did take pictures. There were pictures from social media when they were a teen couple. Right, but we don't know when they got married. You know, when you a teen, of course you're going to take pictures, you know, but when you becoming into yourself and you're an adult, and if you into things, because it seems like they're into some not so legal things, you're going to kind of stay off the grid. You're going to not put everything you do out on social media, or you're going to, you know, start becoming more private, not bring the light to yourself. So yeah, we've all been teenagers once. So I took pictures. I posted it Facebook or MySpace back in the day. That was popping when I was younger. MySpace. So yeah, so when you a teen, of course you're going to do all of that. That's a good question, Tracy. I don't know. I believe they can't find. I think somebody said they couldn't find her birth certificate. They may be using different names and address to get checks from various places. Okay, they may be using Vegas or F. Right? Okay. So let's also bring up Big Inge also released that the Aspen home dates back a few years ago. I've also heard this before. I can't remember what channel because, you know, it's so many channels. Okay. So I can't remember. Oh, I'm sorry, Lou. Welcome, baby. What channel it was that brought up the home dates back of being in the West Watkins family years ago. I can't remember what channel, and it's not really important, but I've heard it before. I've heard that before somewhere, and I can't put my finger on it, but I've heard it before. Oh, hey, Born in Cali. Welcome, baby. So I heard that the Aspen home dates back a few years before. Now, so Big Ange verified that the Aspen home has dated back. It's been in their family longer than just the 3 months that Trezell and Jacqueline came out to the public and said, you know, that they moved in. Okay. So this dates back longer. Okay, you heard as well. Okay, I thought so, OG. Hey, Keiko. It dates back longer than what they said in the family. Keep it in the family. You ever heard of that? Keep it in the family. So maybe they keep it in the family. I don't know. But that raises questions, because then that leads me to have more questions. I believe that too now. It will be more people arrested. I believe more people are involved now that this information came out. It got to be. It got to be. There's no way. So there was a grow house, right? Before the last person lived there. The one that sold, allegedly, sold Jacqueline and Trezell the house. That makes you wonder, did the West family have anything to do with the grow house or the drugs then? Because that still dates back to when Jacqueline and Josiah was getting mail at the home. So it makes you wonder, do they have any type of affiliation with any of the illegal activities that was going on at that home before it became, or they attempted to get it in their name? Because it's being said that it's not even in Jacqueline and Trezell's name yet. Which leads me to think, okay, if that is true, because now this has came out, the money that the lady lent Trezell, is it possibly not in their name until they pay the full $5,000? Is it possible that that's why it's not in Trezell and Jacqueline's name, because they haven't paid the full $5,000 back that they borrowed? And is it possible after they pay the $5,000 that maybe the house will be put in their name? But yes, it's being said that Brenda Glover, it's in Brenda and William's name. Okay, it's being said that. So hey, Melissa, I think it's been going on longer than we think. I agree. I think it's been going longer too. Oh yeah, we can't name nobody because everybody's in the foster care business around there. I don't understand it. It's some type that's just weird. It's weird, very weird. Okay, so she also said that Jacqueline and Josiah been getting mail at that house in 2018. Okay, dated back to 2018, way before Jacqueline and Trezell moved in that house. And it was when Brenda and William was living there. So the question is, who is Brenda and William to Jacqueline? Is it a family member? Is it a relative? I mean, because there's a bunch of questions now. It's up to the bank. The relative will lose her license and possibly take jail time. Is up to the bank. So you saying Sugar Mom, it's up to the bank to put the house in their name? Is that what you're saying? Hot Mess wanna training them to carry on getting old. I see a bunch of, we could be looking at a bunch of fraud, a bunch of white collar crime. We could be looking at conspiracy, and I hate to even say that because I don't deal in it, but this is opening up a door to conspiracies. That's how deep this is. And I don't even deal with in conspiracies. Not that it's probably not none out there, because I'm sure there's conspiracies out there. But I just don't deal in them, you know? So this is looking like some deep stuff. Okay? So then you got a question, who is Brenda and William? Okay. And I brought this up before on my previous channel about the person that lent Trezell the money and the realtor all going to Arizona. So is that their real names? Are these the people we're talking of that's in Arizona? Because I brought that before. Yes, public records don't lie. Public records don't lie. 21, where did they go? No way. And with all this aliases and different homes, that could be hiding out in a home somewhere. Not hiding. Maybe hiding from the public because the police said they know exactly where they're at. They're watching. So, and they're cooperating. So they probably just not want to be seen by the public, YouTubers and the camera and the news and people that's searching them down and taking pictures. They're probably just hiding from that, not necessarily from the police at this time. They could be at any type of house. No fraud. The bank can press change the deed is on whose name. Okay. Rent to Owen, first you to a lawyer to repair your credit. That's very expensive. I have to look to see if there was life insurance on the policy. Good question. Is there life insurance on Orson? Is it? Now I'm sure if it is, it will be an investigation done, and they probably won't get the money because of the circumstance. Because if you are responsible, you got insurance out on someone and that person ends up dead, the first person they're going to look at is you as the prime suspect. Okay, they're going to look at you as the prime suspect. And if you have anything to do with it, you will not get that money. So that would be stupid, but that's a good question. Is there any type of life insurance policies out on the boys? Everyone is suspect. I agree. But there's been fraud in-house realty in California City 3 years ago. They busted 50 houses and child predators. Okay. So that's a thing. Okay, Melissa said right, that's what I was thinking. Right. See, but I think OG, they still creating, more warrants, seeking more warrants. I think that's just what we started with. There's been more after that. They bought the house with a government loan. It's there. I'm out the picture. The fraud was on their end. Okay. Thought it could be a possibility. Yeah, that's very possible. Small price. I think now Bob family has them. Just my opinion. Okay. I thought of that. I thought of that too, that the Bio family possibly could have the children. So that's not far-fetched. Not at all. I thought it was life insurance scheme. Okay. Not all you think is life insurance scheme. Okay. Who knows with these clowns, right? She in here under small price. What you talking about, in my opinion, with Sherry? Right. Anymore. They have not said the case thing. Hey, Nay, welcome, baby. Okay, so let's move on to. Okay, so we asked, who is Brenda and William? Are you the same two people? Okay, now we're not gonna do the hearsay and say nobody. Even if she is Rondin's sister, welcome. But that creates messiness. I don't do messy. I don't do drama. So long as even if she is Rondin's sister in here, she can be in here. Because Small Fry's been respectful. So we're not gonna do who we think, because you could be completely wrong. We don't know who. I don't know who nobody is. We don't know who each other is. So we're not going to do messy. We're not going to try to figure out who is who in the chat. We're not even going to do that, okay? Okay. Now, another question is, will the house be in their name after Trezell pays off the $5,000? Okay. Hey, Angela. Oh. We're not, that's just the name of the person of we're talking about. People have the same names all the time, y'all. If somebody has the name that's mentioned, hey, Mary Blue, baby. If somebody has the name that's mentioned for what we're talking about, it's okay. Okay. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the person in the chat. Okay. That doesn't mean this Brenda is the one that's, we're not going to say that's Brenda that owns the house and now that's Brenda in Arizona. We're not going to, speculate that, because that would be that, that's probably not likely. And if it is, okay, we're not going to stop talking. We're still going to have questions. Okay, yes, we do. That did come out, Ghost in the Sticks. On Big Andy's platform, she said if the house, if Brenda and William pass away, it will go to Jacqueline and Trezell. That we do know, and that's on documentation. Okay? That is on documentation. Okay? So we do want to know after, when Trezell, when and if he pays off the $5,000, will their name be added to the house? That we know they'll get it. If Brenda and William pass away, they will get it. Right? Yeah. No problem. We're gonna keep going on. Okay. How many days now? We're at what? 78, 79? We're at 78, 79 days. Another question is, Mike, because these are questions that I came up with when I was watching, because I went back and rewatched it, so I make sure I didn't leave nothing out. So they all of them have a bunch of aliases, even the parents, even the grandparents. Everybody has aliases. Everybody. So is there some type of fraud scheme going on in the West family or Watkins family? Is there any type of fraud scheme going on? It makes you wonder, because why else would you need 15 to 20 aliases, different homes under different names, if you're not up to some illegal things, right? So I want to know, Mike, okay, because people are wondering in the YouTube streets, who is this guy, Mike? Who are you? I have heard some talk about Mike. So Big Angie referred to Mike as being the neighbor that gave out the video footage to a YouTuber. Okay. And the YouTuber put it out on the internet. Okay. So, and it's being said that Mike is possibly, he known Trezell because they lived in the same area before they got to the Aspen location. And they lived close together in the same area before they moved to their new area. So there's a question, is that, do you know each other? Which is very obvious, y'all know each other. But the same question that Angie has is, why would you give out the video if y'all are cool? Did something happen? Did y'all fall out? I have that same question. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Speculating. We got questions. We're asking questions since the information has came out. That's what we're doing. Anyway, so yes, that will lead you to believe that they're close. Yeah, she dropped the mic on Mike too. So it's like, is this some type of conspiracy? Is this some type of conspiracy? What if? What? And then it goes into, where are the boys? Y'all got these houses dated back. You got these foster children. You got kids becoming up missing, disappearing. Could they have been gone longer? So while you got all this going on, this fraud, the schemes, different locations, kids disappear, 2 little boys disappear in the midst of all of this. kids disappear. So when you have fraud and scheme, it leads me to believe something could that has possibly had something to do with Orrin and Orson becoming missing. Is it possible? Maybe these people are covering for each other because they saw what happened. I can't think of a case that's insane and goes as deep. Yeah, Melissa, it's deep and it's crazy. Yeah, I'm hoping somebody talk, but it's illegal. And that leads me to believe that's why nobody's talking, because everybody has some illegal part in this situation. Nobody's clean. So can't nobody come forward to the police if your hands is dirty. So is this why nobody's talking? Because everybody is involved in this fraudulent scheme, possibly that's traced back to prior years. Is this why no one's talking? Because your hands is not clean. And when your hands is not clean, you ain't gonna come forward and like, I know about this, but I can't tell you how I know or how I'm affiliated. But no, nobody's not gonna do that. Things in interviews, she found out boys were missing from watching AV. We found out that is. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Bingo. Even CPS messed up. Then every party has something to hide. I don't believe. I don't know. I don't know about CPS. I don't personally believe they had no fault in it. I don't personally believe that, but like I said, we don't know. I don't know because I know from what I'm seeing and hearing, the family and the people involved, this is some deep fraudulent type conspiracy type sick something they're hiding that goes back to years. And these kids are caught up in the middle of it. That's my point I'm making. We have children that's caught up in the middle. And is it possible that's why nobody's talking? Because everybody has some type of illegal business going on in this situation where they can't talk. Yeah, I think it's a bigger scandal going on. To tell them all the chairs they use the counterpart. I don't know. Brenda, did you see any kids when you were selling the house? Carla. All right, so it may ask for me to find these babies. Okay. Hey, Ipsy. Oh, okay. Yeah. So the question is, where are the boys? Could they have been gone longer? And could other people be involved? Because now we have gotten to the point where you have all of this going on. Oh, thank you for saying the night out, because I did want to say this. Because some people think, and I heard that, oh, if they're not married, they can't adopt children. You can be single, not married, and foster and adopt a child. You do not have to be married to adopt. So if Giselle and Jacqueline aren't married or whatever, they could have still adopted the children. They could still adopt the children. So some people was wondering if they need to be married. No, you not need to be married to foster or adopt a child. You don't have to be married. Hey JR. In my opinion, Mike's job was to keep an eye on the boys. What about family when they reported missing? He released alleged damaging video. You got two factions bio and adopted fighting each other for years. Yes, MH, I do believe there was some type of issues going on with the bio family and the adopted family. I do believe that I agree, Melanie. I believe there was some type of friction. There's something you can tell that they don't want to be bothered. You can tell the AP don't want to be bothered with the biological family. You can see it all on the interview. They didn't want to do the interview, and they didn't want to talk to them. They didn't want to be around the bio family. You could tell there was some type of friction, some type of irritation going on. They wanted nothing to do with them. They want nothing to do with. So it could be some bad blood. It could be something, because the doctor family showed that very clear that they want nothing to do with the bio family. You could see that on the video. You know how I know Giselle and Jacqueline did it? They're not even considering. Where did Jamie go? They're not even considering kidnap. Oh yeah, and I will be uploading a video probably tomorrow on the similarities that I see between Chris Watts and Jacqueline Giselle, and it's a lot of similarities. I'm telling you, because I've been looking at Chris Watts' case going back, because I like to try to get in the mind of a killer and try to understand them and why they do the things that they do. Okay, so I was looking at Chris Watts, and I saw a lot of Jacqueline Giselle in them, in a lot of videos, and when they were talking to the police, and just a bunch of lies that we've heard before. We hear it all the time. We see the same thing, and it comes out to be what we thought it was. Okay, so this is what we see all the time, y'all. We see it all the time. Bio family full of criminal and gang members. Okay, Brenda, when Giselle spoke with you, where were the kids? Bio family, unless there was something else going on this spring, was it? I don't know what happened. Okay, Dutch. I bet the bio family was started harassing them ever since the kids were put in their custody. Probably. Inky is guilty too. Who is NK? This sounds like a whistleblower case. Oh, yes, Niall. I'm hoping somebody flips out. I'm hoping somebody gets the courage. Or, if possible, what if, because, police do it all the time. FBI do it all the time. Give you immunity on something, on another situation, just so you can help provide evidence in your statement on something else bigger that the FBI or the police want. They do it. Okay, baby. Okay, Dick. Oh yes, Niall. Yes, I love it. I just be that's why I do the channel, because I love crime, and don't look at it in a bad way, but I love crime, and I just wanted to understand. Get in their mind of why did you do what you do, how, when, where, why, what made you. And it's something in the brain, actually. It's something in the brain that's not quite there, or why a lot of people do what they do. No, right, okay. No, the case was not supposed to get this much attention. They expected it to blow under. That's what they expected, but it didn't. You claim you're for kids, but are you really? There's all these people using this as a cash cow. Yeah, that is true, Melanie. Brenda says she dealt with adults and did not see any children. Okay, so now all these characters have came into play. Oh yeah. So you have to, because sometimes the police will give you immunity. So that's what I'm looking at is it possible, if all these people are involved in some type of illegal activity and scared to talk, know what happened to the boys, know where they are if they are alive, and won't talk because they're illegal activity. Hey, J-Star. And if that is the case, the police can give immunity if you have any type of illegal activities going on. if they want some information and how bad they want it. And I'm sure they want to find Orrin and Orson and what happened to them. So I'm sure if you are out there and you know something that happened to Orrin and Orson, okay, and you're scared to come forward because you had some type of illegal dealings with them, they could possibly give you immunity, okay? I don't believe they're concerned with your illegal activities that you had dealing with these people. I'm sure they just want to find the boys. So, or plea deals, yes, Nene. Hey, Real Deal, thank you, baby. Yes, so I'm sure they will talk about immunity with you. Because it's just, we just need to find the boys. So if that's why you're not speaking, please, I'm asking you, please think about it and ask them. Possibly J Star. Well, I'm not sure. Anything is possible, that J Star, but I'm not sure because it could have been other kids before Orrin and Orson. I don't know. But this is becoming to be deeper than what we think. Trizelle told Brenda where the kids were while he spoke to her regarding the house. Made a plea deal. Yes, Real Deal. Whatever it takes to find the boys. Yeah, so don't wait. Don't wait. If you know something, say something and ask them, what can you do for me? Because, you have some illegal dealings and you don't want to get in trouble for that. Just keep it all the way real. But I have some information on the boys, but I don't want to get in trouble for what I've done or how I am involved with these people. If that's what it is, they can overlook some things because they have a bigger fish to catch. They want to find the boys. All right, so we've talked about Orrin and Orson, the missing Cal City boys, the new information. We talked about the news clip that was released about online fighting and people putting out poster photos on homes. Ridiculous when it's supposed to be about Owen and Orson. And it's not, because people are acting crazy. Okay? So we talked about that. I showed you the clip that it's sad that, the chief has to speak about it, that the news has to post a clip about people online bickering and arguing and fighting, that they even have to address that in a serious disappearance of children. It's sad, but they had to address it. I showed the clip. We also talked about, the information Big Angie released on her channel. If y'all missed it, y'all can go to Everyday Shenanigans and you can check it out. Okay? You can check it out. They're looking at life in prison without possible parole, talking after the piece. Yes, Riddell, speak to him. Speak, honey. Speak to him. So, let's get to, let's see. I'm not trying to hold y'all real long. Let's get to Quawan update real quick. Let's see. So there's an audio that I want to release to y'all, or to play for y'all, that Janet Urban talked about. There is the audio. that I want y'all to listen to. Also, I want to let y'all know that the sheriff, because remember, his death was ruled a likely drowning, possible suicide, right? Okay, so the sheriff have decided that they're going to look into it as a homicide. So that is great information, okay? That's what I want y'all to see right here. His death is now being investigated as a homicide, the sheriff's office says. Now y'all remember, they didn't talk, they did not rule his death as a homicide. And the mother is fighting along with her attorney. They're fighting. Thank y'all. Y'all so sweet. I love y'all. They are, the mother and the lawyer are fighting. They was fighting for his death to be ruled a homicide. So I wanted to bring out an update that they are investigating his death as a homicide. Okay, and the sheriffs are doing that. So the death of Quawan, Bobby Charles, is being treated as a homicide, according to the local sheriff office, which has said it's obtained video of the 15-year-old boy, black, alone in the field where his body was found days later. In a statement Saturday, Iberia Parish Sheriff Tommy Romero said any case involving someone found deceased in this manner is treated as a homicide investigation. Romero's office said video of Quawan in the area near where his body was found on November the 3rd indicated that the teen was alone for a period before and after he is seen in the recording. The sheriff's office described the investigation as active and ongoing and noted that several witnesses has been interviewed. Although we believe it's important not to compromise any part of our investigation, we are prepared to release some details so that the public can be assured we are not resting in our effort to find the truth. Quawan's mysterious disappearance and death led his family looking for answers and airing frustration at what they alleged was local law enforcement's failure to act in the hours after the boy vanished. And that's what we do feel that was the same. I do feel that the local law enforcement should have contacted the state police, which would have given out the Amber Alert that Quawan did not get, which he could have possibly been found alive or had a possible chance. After Quawan's body was found in sugarcane field near the tiny village of Laurelville, about 25 miles north of his home, the sheriff's office provided few details until Saturday, which is acknowledged the growing interest in the case. Quawan's disappearance and his body's discovery spanned separate parishes. His parents reported him missing to the Baldwin Police Department on October 30th. The Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office said it became part of the investigation on November the 3rd when his family notified them that Quawan might be in their jurisdiction. A preliminary autopsy report from the Iberia Parish coroner listed the cause of death as likely drowning. His listed cause of death was likely drowning and indicated that Quawan was found with muddy water in his airways and hyperinflated lungs. The preliminary report indicates that he did not have injuries before his death and that the disfiguration of his face was probably caused by aquatic animals while he was in the water. Okay? So this type of autopsy report will not lead you to no type of conviction for homicide, right? Because they're saying he likely drowned. Okay, and aquatic animals did that to his face, which we do not believe. Okay, a preliminary autopsy report from the Iberia Parish coroner listed the cause of death as likely drowning. Okay, I read you that. The preliminary report indicates that he did not have injuries before his death and that the disfiguration of his face was probably caused by aquatic animals while he was in the water. Okay. Let's keep going. The nature of his disappearance and injuries to his face prompted several family members to suspect foul play. On Wednesday, Quawan's cousin, Selena Charles, told the Washington Post she found the drowning explanation bogus. His family says different. Charles said in a photo that the family has published online, the teen appears so disfigured that his teeth are visible outside of his mouth. Results of an independent autopsy the family ordered are still pending. So somebody asked in the chat one day, did the family order an independent autopsy? The answer is right here. Yes, they did. and the sheriff office is investigating Quawan Charles' death as a homicide. Okay. Now, I'm hoping this new finding will be homicide, but I don't know. But at least we got that they're investigating as a homicide. That's a good show of faith. That's a big turnaround, because at first they wanted to just say he drowned and go on with their life, and that's what we did not want. We did not want that. We saw foul play, and we wanted to be looked at as foul play. Okay. Let this load real quick. So I'm gonna let y'all listen to an article too. I mean, not an article, but the audio of Janet right after this. And it's just like a 3-minute audio after this.
This morning, I was informed that Janet Irvin was arraigned in the 16th Judicial Court. The judge has set her bond at $400,000. I want the public to understand that anyone who has been incarcerated has a bond set, and if they can meet that bond, they have the right to bond out. At this time, Janet Irvin has not met that bond. I want to ensure the residents of Iberia Parish that your sheriff's office has collected the appropriate evidence needed by law enforcement personnel to legally obtain an arrest warrant for Janet Irvin, not relying on any private investigator's findings. This investigation continues.
Okay, so I wanted y'all to see that. So she has a $400,000 bond. So that will be $40,000, and she don't look like, so she might still be incarcerated, you guys. She still might be incarcerated. She still might be incarcerated, because people wanted to know if she was still, because that's what I was looking up. Has she been released, or is she still in jail? But this is one of the audios. It's 2 I want y'all to listen to. This is the first one.
This morning, in the death of a Louisiana teenager that we first reported on last month, 15-year-old Quawan Charles disappeared October 30th. His body was found a few days later in a sugarcane field about 20 miles from his home. His attorneys for the family say the newly revealed audio implicates Janet Irvin, who was allegedly the last woman seen with him. Those attorneys now calling for her arrest.
Yes, I should have called the cops. I should have went further.
Attorneys for the family of Quawan Charles say this audio, obtained exclusively by CBS this morning, is Janet Irvin admitting to a private investigator she did not call police right after she realized Quawan ran away from her home. Irvin and her 17-year-old son are allegedly 2 of the last people to see the 15-year-old alive.
I get off of work at like noon Friday. So we go out to Baldwin. We'll pick him up.
Surveillance video appears to show Irvin picked Quawan up outside his father's house in Baldwin, Louisiana on October 30th, the same day he was reported missing by his parents. In the audio recordings, Irvin's son tells a private investigator he and Quawan did drugs at Irvin's home.
There's enough evidence right now, in our legal opinion, to arrest her for a slew of charges.
Ronald Haley and Chase Trishelle are attorneys for Quawan's family. It was their private investigator who recorded this conversation with Irvin and her son. Haley says when Irvin did not call the police until days after Quawan disappeared, she committed a crime.
She knew something was wrong and did nothing. And the fact that she did nothing, it speaks volumes as to what her involvement was in this case.
On November 3rd, Quawan's body was found in a sugarcane field 30 minutes from his home. The coroner's office says he likely drowned. But according to the family's attorney, the water in the sugarcane field is very shallow. They believe if drugs were in Quawan's system, it contributed to his death.
We think the toxicology report is going to vindicate what we're saying today. Janet Irvin can be charged with delinquency to minors, serving minors drugs.
The local
And
sheriff's
she
office
was.
says it did not know about this recording and the information was not shared. Quawan's family's attorneys say the sheriff has agreed to meet.
She was charged with the delinquency, contributing to minors, responsible for not calling the police. She was responsible for Quawan Charles. He picked him up. So that was her 2 charges. She was charged. That's why she was arrested on a $400,000 bond, which would 10% of that would be what, 40, right? All right, basic math. That'll be 40,000. Okay. Those were the type of people that did drugs. So I'm sure they just didn't have, it didn't look like to me the type of people that had 40,000 laying around. And they was living in a trailer park. They couldn't put up their house because they wasn't living in a home to put up your house for bond. So it's possible that Janet Irvin is still right now being detained. Okay. Now let you listen to this other one more audio. Yeah, and she does look very mean. But, you know, if you do drugs a long time, drugs can do something to you. Oh, my bad. Y'all can't hear it. Let me go back so y'all can.
So as soon as we got back here, dropped the 2 boys off, I had to go pick up my boyfriend Tyler. Yeah. So, I mean, it took like 25 minutes to get back from Baldwin, drop them off, or pick up Tyler, and that probably took about 30 minutes, 35, I don't know, 45 minutes. Okay, anyway, come back, and he's in the house after finding his bathroom, and I'm like, where's that? And he's like, I don't know, Mom. I was like, what do you mean you don't know? He was like, I guess he said, Quan fell asleep. He said whenever Quan woke up, or he woke up Quan, and he said he just started swinging on him. And then he said the whole, it was weird, because he said the whole time his eyes were closed. And then finally he was like, let me out. And then he's like, well, there's the door, you know. And he said that he was going to kill himself. So I started freaking out, and we go look for him. And like me and my boyfriend had drove around, we took off walking, and then we met him by the dollar store. I even asked the lady at the dollar store if she had seen him. I'm like, I went in there, I said, you know what I mean? So like, I only asked her, and then finally it was just like, I'm not really how to pick him up, you know, because I mean, we never think something else, you know what I mean? So I just have to remember that was it. Yes, I should have called the cops, I should have went further. Monday night about 8:30, we're at home, and this phone call, he said, we got a phone call from the Baldwin police. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to wait till I get home. And so I looked at my boyfriend, I'm like, should I call him? It was 8:30 at night. He said, no, we'll till tomorrow. So Tuesday, my 12 o'clock break, because I get 3 breaks. So my 12 o'clock break, I call the Baldwin police. I tell them what happened and everything. So I went to pick him up. We got here, whenever the parents were here. And like, she was just, you know, she was just like, why would you pick him up without telling me? I don't know. It's just that's how them kids do. They usually do nowadays. They're older, and so it's just I have boys come and go, and have to. And sometimes they tell me where he's going. Sometimes, you know, and it's just it's shared negligence, I believe, on both of our parts. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I mean, if we would, I wouldn't know.
Whenever I found out that he didn't, then I just didn't, freak out. And like, yeah, we had no clue because first of all, we didn't know if he had killed himself or somebody else. If he did, if he had something. And we're at it, so that's something that we put everything.
So that was Janet Irvin's audio of her speaking to someone, a private detective, and she explained, if you heard, Quawan being woken up out of his sleep. That's one of the stories that she said. So you heard it for yourself. One of her few changing stories she gave about what happens when Quawan was at her house, about him saying when he'll kill himself. And she said, yeah, I was wrong for not calling the police. That was negligent on her part. But so once he left and said, in her opinion, in what she says, by her statement, he left to go kill himself, and you didn't report it to nobody. You act like you didn't know where he was. Nothing for 2 days. For 2 days. So that's her audio, and I wanted y'all to hear that. So real quick, we're going to and we're still going to be following, like I said, all these cases, Orrin and Orson, Quawan, Charles, any updates, I will be continuously to bring them on this platform. Also, Kendrick Johnson. I wanted to and I'm looking at other cases. That's all I do, by the way. That's all I do. Because that's what I love to do, for one, but for two, I have some of y'all who send me things they want me to look at and give my opinion on and to put on the channel and in my commentary. So I definitely do that too. Victim of Insane sent me something, showed me to look at. So I'll be looking at that in the next couple of days, because my next video I'm going to put out is going to be the similarities between Chris Watts and Jacqueline and Trezell, because there are a lot of similarities in their interviews with the police. How did I end up here? Oh yeah, I believe they did something to him, J Star. I do believe they did something to Quawan. I believe they did something to him in that house. And okay. Yes, I believe they did something to him. And I believe they did something to him. They beat him, did something, attacked him. They had did something, and they laid him face down. They took him in the car. And laid him face down in the sugarcane field. And they probably held his head down in there. That's what I believe they did to him. I believe it was a homicide, and they knew what they was doing. Well, let's see. Well, I can't hear anything. 1 second, y'all. Let me get y'all some audio. Jazzy, turn that down, baby. There we go.
Kendrick Johnson's body was found rolled up in a gym mat at Lowndes High School. His death has remained a mystery to his family, despite.
Well, I had the sound on. There you go.
Family will be right here at his gravesite today, and they will be let off some white balloons behind me, but that'll happen in just a couple minutes. Kendrick's mom says that. And they will be down in a rolled up gym mat.
Hold on 1 second. I don't know why this video is acting so weird. Do they not want us to hear what's going on with Kendrick? What's going on? That's too low. Y'all not gonna be able to hear that.
Family will be right here at his gravesite today, and they will be letting off some white balloons behind me, but that'll happen in just a couple of minutes. Kendrick's mom says that. But that'll happen in just a couple of minutes. Kendrick's
high school. His death has remained a mystery to his family, despite investigators closing his case, saying that he suffocated. ABC 27 Chantel Navarro talked to Johnson's mother today. And Chantel, how are they honoring his memory?
Family will be right here at his gravesite today, and they will be letting off some white balloons behind me, but that'll happen in just a couple of minutes. Kendrick's mom says that her son was murdered, and she's not going to stop until she finds his killer.
That's right.
I'm reminded of what happened to Kendrick 7 years ago, because I'm not going to let it go to sleep.
Jacqueline Johnson says not a day goes by that she doesn't think of her son Kendrick.
He loved football. That was his passion in life. He just knew he was going to make it in football. And he was the baby boy in the family. And he was the one that kept everybody on their toes.
Johnson says some of the best times were watching him play.
I was the loudest mom at the football game. I used to be like, that's my boy out there. He'd be like, Mom, I heard your mouth over everybody's mouth that was in the stand. I was like, that's right. Because, it was just something that you know your child. And then for him to be taken away just in the blink of an eye.
Investigators say the 17-year-old was found upside down in a rolled-up gym mat on January 10th, 2013. An initial autopsy found his death accidental, that he suffocated to death. His mom, not convinced that's what really happened.
I think that my son got in an altercation at school, and it led up to his death. No one is dumb. No one is blind. No, and everyone can see that this is a cover-up.
Regina Troop's kids went to school with Kendrick. Her youngest says even now, his memory haunts the halls.
She said that she felt his presence there, and she was like, Mom, something is just not right.
Johnson says no matter how much of a fight she gets from authorities, she's not giving up. Now, pushing to reopen the case once again.
We're not going nowhere. We're going to continue the pursuit and justice for Kendrick Johnson.
Remembrance tomorrow. They'll start at Saunders Park, and they will march for justice all the way to Lowndes High School. In Valdosta, Chantel Navarro, ABC 27.
Thank you, Chantel. Taking a closer look at all that's happened since Kendrick was found dead inside that gym mat, the family hired a private investigator who, through a second autopsy, found bruises and blunt force trauma to his neck. Now, it also found newspapers had been stuffed inside his body in place of his organs. The family tried suing 38 different people, but they ended up...
Let me pause right here. Okay, so now, lastly, we're talking about Kendrick Johnson. They're giving an update on him. Now, they're going to be, rumor is allegedly that they're reopening Kendrick Johnson's case. Okay. The second autopsy found bruises and trauma. The first one they tried to say was an accident. He suffocated. He rolled himself up. That's what they want us to believe, y'all. They think we are the stupidest people on the earth, in the world. Okay? They rolled Kendrick Johnson up in a mat. He rolled himself up and put himself upside down, and he suffocated himself. He removed his own shoes, and he was in the bed. There was bruising on his face. You can look up his photo. You can Google it and look up his autopsy photo. His autopsy photo is public too. And his face looks like Quawan. It looks like Emmett Till. It looks like other people that was murdered, beat, okay? And you don't have those type of bruises unless someone done something to you, okay? So his face looked bruised, okay? His lip was swollen. You don't just have a swollen lip, big swollen lip. It looked busted and swollen from just rolling yourself up in the mat. And I don't see nobody rolling themselves up in the mat. You need help. Somebody would have to assist you into rolling yourself up in the mat. Okay? What would be the reason for that? That makes no sense whatsoever. The people never believed that. I don't believe that. I believe he had an altercation, the same as what the mother believes. I always felt that he had an altercation with some boys. They beat him, and once they did, they realized they killed him, and they tried to hide the evidence. And the school and the police also covered up Kendrick Johnson's death as well. With video missing, it's always been issue with the video gaps, missing, trying to cover up for the boys and their careers of whoever murdered him. Okay, now that's what it is. The second autopsy found bruising and trauma. Okay, which we see bruising and trauma. So I don't know how the first autopsy, the first coroner didn't see that. He overlooked it. He was shady. It's okay. We know you shady. Because you can't look at that boy and tell me he didn't have help. He didn't have someone doing something to him. And nothing was done to him by another human being. So organs missing from the body. Newspapers was inside. So a coroner, the first one, the shady one, the shady coroner, who looked like who said it was an accident, looked like an accident to him, accidentally put newspaper in his body and removed the organs. So Kendrick Johnson's organs were removed. The family also sued 38 people. They paid almost $300,000 in fines because they fought them on that and they lost that lawsuit. Okay, so they end up having to pay almost $300,000 in fines. And then the Department of Justice closed the case in 2016. So they've been giving them a very hard time in Kendrick Johnson case. They've been giving the family a very hard time. They have not been trying to get justice. They have been fighting him. The law, the LE, everybody has been giving them a runaround. Now, the second autopsy did find bruising and trauma, so that's good. So that goes for they're still trying to get a homicide ruling in his autopsy. It's like it's some type of cover-up. Okay. Now, in this case, this is definitely a conspiracy going on. When I can call some what I see. It's a cover-up. This is a cover-up. The first coroner probably talked to somebody and they all was in cahoots with each other and didn't want this to be they want to cover this up. They didn't want to ruin certain boys' future. But this was from a fight what led to Kendrick's death. Okay? It was a fight. But the first coroner ruled it as an accident. You don't accidentally beat your own self up. You don't accidentally roll your own self up in the mat. And you don't accidentally take off your shoes and put your own shoes while you upside down in the mat. That's impossible. So they felt they could just say anything in this case and it be swept under the rug. Well, the family is fighting. And I'm glad they're fighting for justice. So I want to give y'all this update on the case being reopened. Yeah, this is BS. If this ain't BS, I don't know what is.
Paying close to $300,000 in lawyers' fees to the people they accuse for not having enough evidence. In 2016, the Department of Justice said no charges would be filed against anyone in relation to his death due to lack of evidence.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to show y'all, and this is really sad, but that's why we here, and that's why we do what we do, so we can help the family. Oh yes, my opinion with Sherry, I'm covering it. Oh yes, yes. Because the main thing is we want justice. We want justice for the people that don't have justice. That boy was murdered. Now, if I see a autopsy that I don't suspect murder, I'm going to call it what it is. You know, I don't suspect. I don't see bruising. I don't see this. I don't see that. I'm going to call it as I see it. But as them autopsy photos, no, something was done. Something was done and it was wrong. They had a help from a human body. And yes, they said J-Star lack of evidence. His body is enough evidence that something was done to him. And then the lack of evidence, y'all removed the videotape, which that was evidence of someone doing something. They had cameras in that gym. Yes, they did. They had cameras in the gym. And y'all or somebody conspired and removed and edited those tapes in that gym. So want nobody know or see how Kendrick was murdered and beat in that gym and placed in that mat. So that was evidence. So y'all deliberately conspired, removed evidence so that boy wouldn't get justice. No. And I'm glad that yes, LaKendra, it's cameras all throughout the high schools. All throughout the high schools, there are cameras. Yes, and the organs. Do you know organs also could tell you what happened to a person? So why would you remove his organs? If you looked at all his organs, if his organs was punctured or swollen, you could also tell what happened. So you removed the evidence on how you could tell something happened and if he had any internal injuries. You removed that too. So why would you do that? A cover-up. Why would you do that? And put newspaper inside? Such disrespect. Such disrespect to him. Such disrespect. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. But yes, I just wanted to bring y'all those updates of those 3 cases. Thank y'all for coming and supporting, and thank y'all for commenting and things of that nature. Like I said, I will be posting a video either tonight or tomorrow about the football team are so boycotted about school because oh yes, real deal. Yes. In my opinion with Sherry, you'll be surprised how many evil people are out here. They do this every day. They try to cover it up and cover their tracks and throw away evidence to get rid of evidence. This is what they do. This is what they do. And it's wrong. And that's why we have to bring awareness to it. We have to talk about it. We have to put it on the forefront so everybody can know and help fight and get justice. So they won't get away with killing someone and hiding things so you think you can get away with murder. No, this is not how you get away with murder. This is how you get caught up with murder. We're going to put you on the front street of murder. How about that? It's evil. And there's people like they do this every day. Every day. This is what they do, and it's messed up. It's messed up, but they've been fighting. So, like I said, the family continue to fight. We're going to continue to follow that case. We're going to continue to follow Quawan and Charles and pray that that independent autopsy comes back as homicide. So I'm waiting on that. Orrin and Orson, we're still waiting for justice for them. We're still waiting for them to even be located and find out what happened to them, who helped in their disappearance. So we're going to continue to follow these cases. Any updates I will continue to bring to y'all. I love y'all very much. Thank y'all for liking, sharing, subscribing. Welcome all to my old and new subscribers. I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you hit the post notification bell so you'll know every time I am live or I post a video. But be expecting me sharing the Chris Watts talking to the police, comparing Jacqueline and Trezell to Chris Watts, because that's going to be very interesting. So be expecting that at least for sure by tomorrow. For sure by tomorrow, I'll have that. Yes, George Floyd, I'm about to bring him to the table too, because we need justice for all these people. For all these people, we need justice, period. And didn't forget about George Floyd. I was going to talk about Derek Chauvin. I was going to bring something for that. Yes. And I'm going to bring him to the table too, because I actually bookmarked a video I wanted y'all to see where other witnesses came and tried to talk about Derek Chauvin. I see another cop cover-up thing going on in that case too. They are actually dismissing. They're not even admitting hearing some of the witnesses that had issues with Derek Chauvin. They're dismissing some of the witnesses, and they're only, I think, going to hear out one in court. So that's what I was going to talk about too. It's just going to be very hard. Anytime a cop does something, their cases, they never want to convict a cop. It's hard to convict a cop that does anything wrong. If you do anything wrong, it's hard, and it shouldn't be that hard. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter if you're the president of the United States. If you commit a crime, you a citizen too. You should be held to the full extent of the law, just like anybody else. Period. You're no better than the next person. You're no better than the next person. Yeah, they think they're gonna be following the code, but people are bringing they getting busted wide open. They trying to follow a code that is outdated. That's outdated. They're gonna have to miss us with that. They're gonna have to miss us with that code. You're no different. You should be scrutinized even more, because your job is to uphold the law, not break the law. Yes, they are picking the jury. I did see that. They are picking the jury. Yes, they are. I can attest to that. I've seen that on the news. So, like I said, it's going to be very interesting, and I will be following that case, and I will be bringing that. We have a lot of things to do. So, like I said, y'all don't want to miss out nothing. I want to keep y'all informed. So make sure y'all are have y'all notifications on, because there's a lot going on, and you don't want to miss out on nothing. You don't want to miss out on anything. Yes, evil. Yes, held a higher standard. Absolutely. Yes, Melissa. I mean, come on now. You know the law. If don't nobody else know the law, you know the law. So you knew what you was doing was wrong. You know what you did was wrong. And that's just the type of person you are. And you ended up being a brother in blue. So, you know, and like I said, not all officers are bad. There are a few bad apples in every bunch. And Derek Chauvin is one of those apples that I talk about. That's crooked. He's one of those apples. So we need to go ahead and get rid of him. Get him on up off the force. Get him on up out of there. Get him on locked up in jail for the rest of his life. And have him being held responsible for his crime that he committed in front of the world. Okay, to see. But thank y'all. I love y'all. And I will be back tomorrow with another video. Y'all have a good night. Yes, he's a real coward. Y'all have a good one, okay? Thank y'all. See y'all later.